They are going to push your anxiety, your depression, and your psychosis to the limit. Now, guys, we have the threat of World War III right around the corner. It seems like every day Russia's threatening us, or China's threatening us, or North Korea's coming out of the woodworks threatening us. Then you have the mention of the bird flu now picking up more. And I told you guys that you're going to see more mentioning of it. You're going to see more things being taken out of the supermarket because it's tainted. You're going to see more animals all of a sudden passing away from it because, well, it's the bird flu. So they got those two things going on right before the election. Then you have multiple other issues popping up around the country, like the possibility of civil war because of the kids in college are now being told that they should take it to a BLM level, if that makes sense. They're protesting, or their solidarity, they should bring it to a BLM level. You have anarchists that are telling these kids to step up the violence, if you will. So we got those major three, not to mention all of the other little things that we're probably missing, not paying attention to, other countries that are about to go at each other's necks. And all of this being told to us on a daily basis to do what? Break us down. The bird flu is real. It is not fake. The way it's spreading and the way it's moving is very, very questionable. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh my God, it's the way it's moving. I'm suspect to that. But they keep mentioning it, and the story for the bird flu keeps getting stronger and building into a direction we all know where it's going. Then you have, again, the Ukraine war, and then you have the Israeli war. Both of those, and I failed to mention that a little earlier, the Israeli war. And both of those are talk of things increasing and getting out of hand. And people, guys, are nervous. They are scared without a doubt. I have people emailing me. I spoke to a couple of people a few months ago, and they're just nervous that it's all going to fall apart very fast. And guess what? It just might. But here's what you do. Stop being a bitch. Eat some Cheerios, grow some balls, and tackle what comes next. Because, guys, whatever they throw at us, we have to be ready for. It's as simple as that. The crying, the carrying on, the looking at the newspaper every day going, oh no, doesn't matter. We need to be ready beyond belief. Because if the bird flu gets released and it turns into something major, which if it does, it will, we need to be ready for that. If the Ukraine war goes sideways and a small tactical nuke is used, well, then that's not our problem. We just have to see how it's going to escalate from there. If they use a nuke in the Middle East, whether that's Iran on Israel, Israel on Iran, on one of their many enemies, things can escalate very fast from that situation. But the Ukraine gets hit by a small arms nuke, the world's going to look and go, it's the Ukraine, right? But if Israel gets hit, all hell could break loose like that. So we have to watch that situation. Then we have the kids over here protesting, carrying on, acting like retards with their little white helmets on, going, oh, we love Palestine and they're about friends and Iran. Like the moronicy behind these kids protesting is out of control. But again, they're being told to kick it up a notch. So let's bring this to a new level kind of shit. That's another problem in itself. Then you have the Palestinian agitators, if you will, which looks to me to be Middle Eastern towel dudes running around, being the agitators, putting up the Palestinian flag in place of the American flag. Ass weapons are going to have to start being handed out, guys. But that's a different subject. So we got all of this going on, guys. And again, not to mention the fact that a lot of people are now out of sorts because they can't feed their family. They can't buy the food that they used to buy 2-3 years ago. Things are getting out of control. Rent's going up, so people can't afford anywhere to live. Migrants are taking over almost everywhere in the country, especially places like New York. They are overrunning the city and straining the resources here, causing the city to different cities, to go into some kind of budget cut and or extreme budget cut, which you do not want to see, because that only gets everything a lot worse. I mean, it makes everything a lot worse, an extreme budget cut. So again, guys, all of this going on is to weaken your mindset, to make you depressed, more anxious, sad, angry. They want you to break down so that you become sick. They want you to break down so that you're screaming in the street, running naked because you can't handle this shit anymore, rubbing peanut butter and jelly all over your fucking self. I don't know why you would do that, but that's what crazy people do when they break down. Rub PB and J all over themselves. Anyway, a lot of shit, guys, is fucked up. And the only thing we're to do is stand ready, stand strong, because it's going to get a hell of a lot crazier over the next couple of months. And whether it's a nuke used, whether the kids start a civil war in the middle of the street or they start attacking Jews, I mean, like really attacking, not like the bullshit we're seeing. I'm talking about real fucking attacks. Doesn't matter what happens next. Be ready for it. That's it. Because what I'm seeing in the pattern I'm seeing, in the pattern of people, the human behavior, it's getting so bad, we're going to see some fucked up shit. We're seeing some fucked up shit now. We're seeing people do things, you're like, why would you, on camera? The self-snitching thing, which I still cannot get over, I still cannot grasp, is getting out of control. People are filming themselves, offing their exes. Oh, you dumping me for him? And then they're filming them like, well, boom, fuck you. And I'm like, what the fuck? The guy is making it easy for the lawyers to put you away. It's the most insane thing we're seeing. We're seeing the stupidity of man get worse on a day-to-day. And it's not even funny, like Idiocracy, the movie. It's far worse than that. It's way more dangerous than that. It's deadlier. It's just not funny. And those things are getting worse as well, along with everything else, not to mention inflation, which I was told is supposed to come down or headed down, again, just in time for the election to make Biden look good. Not the point. The point, guys, is everybody needs to hang in there. The next few years are going to be rough, tough, and one hell of a ride. And we prep so that we can hang in there. We prep because we're not bitches. This is not the bitch nigga network. Right? I said this before, I'll say it again. We are supposed to be tough, guys, be strong, keep our heads on us, and make sure none of this bullshit rattle us. Make sure that if it happens, if something goes down, we are ready to tackle it, whatever it might be. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Again, I'm going to be doing these videos for the next foreseeable future because people are still emailing me about what to do and what do I think. What I think is whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Just be ready. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching.